In the quiet village of Great Saling, Essex in England, a horrific crime unfolded. It was a story of love, obsession, jealous, betrayal, and ultimately murder. My story delves into the life of Wilfred Jacob, 44, a man whose jealous and obsession led to the brutal demise of his wife, Linda Nomagugu Viliga, 41, a woman from Bulawayo's Mpopoma suburb in Zimbabwe. Linda was a vivacious woman with dreams of independence and prosperity, but she found herself trapped and snared in a web of manipulation and control. Wilfred Jacob, her husband, had been a charming man. He had promised love and protection, but beneath that veneer lay a darker truth. Over time, his jealousy festered and was fueled by irrational fears of losing his wife. Linda confided in her brother who shared their home. She spoke of her plans to break free of Jacob's suffocating grip. The abusive messages from him piled up. They consisted of threats, accusations, and venomous words. Linda knew she had to do something. She had to escape, but Jacob's possessiveness tightened its grip around her. The fatal confrontation took place on a sweltering August day, 19 August 2019. The air was thick with tension as Linda confronted Jacob and declared that the marriage was over. She would no longer be his prisoner. In a premeditated act, Jacob ensured that they were alone, away from prying eyes, so that he could execute his plan. The home, their home, became a battlefield as his love melted into unexplainable rage and hatred. Jacob's weapon of choice was a 20 centimeter or 7.9-inch carving knife, which lay hidden in the shadows as the argument took place. As Linda turned away, he struck, plunging the blade into her back and chest. The force was so immense that the knife snapped. Its bent blade was testimony to the violence and fury and desperation of a man who wanted to execute his plan. Linda slumped against the sofa and her life slowly slipped away. In the strange twist, Jacob is said to have dialed the emergency number 999, and his voice was trembling as he claimed Linda wasn't moving. The man who had vowed to protect her had become her executioner. When the police arrived, they found Linda's lifeless form, her face and body concealed by a duvet. The broken knife lay nearby, proof of Jacob's rage. Justice, however, was saved in the Linda case. When the police received information that there was concern at the welfare of Linda, they went to the street Great Saling in Essex around 2:45 p.m. They were worried about the welfare of Linda. Jacob was arrested and taken to hospital after he became unwell. His trial was adjourned to 24 September 2019 and further to the following year. In 2020, after a 2-week trial period, Jacob was found guilty and the jury took only 2 hours to deliberate and come up with a unanimous decision on 12 January 2020. The prosecutor, Andrew Jackson, said that the man was consumed by jealousy over an alleged affair. He had bombarded his wife with WhatsApp messages, accusing her of being unfaithful on several occasions. Judge Patricia Lynch sentenced Jacob on 13 January 2020 to life with a minimum of 18 years for the murder of Linda Nomagugu Viliga, a woman described as inspiring, strong, confident, and one who operated with integrity. She was said to have been loved by both family and friends. Jacob believed that he was seeing her former partner, with whom she had parted ways 20 years before. Linda had been trying to get rid of the controlling and abusive man and forge a happier future, one that sadly she never was able to see. The conviction and sentence of Jacob meant justice for Linda, closure for her family, and a chance for them to move on with their lives. His claims of an epileptic fit and self-defense were quashed during trial. He had not had one seizure since 2010, and there was no scientific evidence that he had one on the day in question. There were blood clots in Linda's eyes, indicating that he could also have strangled her in addition to the brutal attack. The story of Jacob and Linda is one that is indicative of manipulation and excessive control. The incident was described by Essex Serious Crime Directorate Detective Chief Inspector Stephen Jennings, who was the senior investigating officer, as horrific and brutal. It was a senseless attack on a woman who was trying to free herself of a jealous and possessive husband. This act was a premeditated one by a man described as dangerous during the trial period, one who believed that he owned Linda's very existence. The court saw through Jacob's lies. The convenient memory loss claim did not hold any water. The act was so brutal and horrific that it required retribution. A life behind bars was a fitting punishment for extinguishing the life of a woman who had a vibrant life, murdered while trying to forge a happier future for herself. May Linda's soul continue to rest in peace. The man believed that he was having an affair or affairs. This is typical of a controlling partner, one who has no compassion, one who is selfish, who believes all that he feels and thinks should be respected in a relationship. What are the tenets of a good relationship? The tenets of a good relationship include trust, compassion, love, and being responsible for whatever action one takes. Relationships have become a dangerous place for many. Where is humanity headed? Can this be solved, and how? Those are the burning questions on everyone's lips. Dr. Fitzpatrick Swallow, a forensic pathologist who examined Jacob, said that he had not suffered any epileptic episode since 2010, and that there was no scientific proof that he had one recently. This put to rest his claims that he was not in total control of his psyche when he performed the brutal act. He was simply trying to hide behind a finger. His claim did not hold water.